Hi everyone, Joe Dardano from tinyareahomes.com. And in this video we're going to talk about tiny area homes from a unique perspective. If you look at the tiny home movement that sprang up in North America, especially after the 2008-2009 recession, a lot of the attention in the tiny home movement and organization that you will find is the emphasis on the building of the tiny home, the size, the nature of the appliances, the construction of the structures, the type of flooring and bathrooms. You'll see, and of course the Tiny Home Association has been formed. There's been numerous TV shows that have highlighted this movement and promoted this movement. And, I came into the tiny home movement not so long ago and studied it very, very intently, researched it very, very deeply. And our spin on the tiny home movement is from the perspective of not the home or the construction as much, because we know that technology evolves and the latest technology can be incorporated in the stuff that we do. That's not an issue. What we want to look at is the issue of tiny homes from the perspective of land. I come from a very deep real estate background where I've done real estate for many, many years. And in the United States, I have specialized in the buying and selling of land, mostly in the West Coast. California, Oregon, Washington State, and Alaska. And in getting to know how land, what it takes to buy land, what you look for when you purchase land, and the type of people that do buy the land that I've bought and sold, I've gotten to know that industry very, very well. So from our perspective at tinyareahomes.com, we're approaching the whole issue of tiny homes from the perspective of land. A tiny home has to be set up somewhere. It has to rest somewhere. And when I got involved in the tiny home movement, the people that I've interviewed told me the number one issue is zoning. And that's because many of these tiny homes are built on wheels. When you put a tiny home on wheels, the zoning permits usually are RV or recreational vehicles. That's in essence what they are. And a lot of people call them tiny homes, and they are tiny homes in fact, but they really are recreational vehicles. And so to find land that's RV or zoned RV or recreational vehicle use can be quite a challenging thing, because it may not be in areas that people necessarily want to live. We're attacking the tiny home issue from the perspective of land, finding land that would be zoned properly for a tiny home, built on a foundation, not a movable tiny home, but a permanent one. And so we find that the niche in that market has not been filled yet, and we're filling it. We believe that if we bring to the marketplace the idea of tiny homes built on permanent foundations in areas that are not only attractive, but conducive and welcoming to that type of home structure, then we believe we have a very sustainable, forward-looking, forward-thinking type of solution to some of the housing issues that many young people today face in bigger places like New York City and Los Angeles, California. So that being said, we're looking at the issue in the sense from the perspective of land. Where are we going to put these structures? And how are we going to work with communities that will facilitate that? And that's how we came upon the Joshua Tree Project, is that the County of San Bernardino, now, number one, is open to tiny homes. Number two is open to multiple units on a lot, in a residential lot, so that it could be affordable for a family to purchase housing in that type of environment, so they can rent out one of the units or two of the units to supplement their income, or in fact be a mortgage helper to their living structure. So that is why we've got into tiny area homes from the perspective of land. Often, those in the tiny home movement forget that it's, or they don't really pay attention to the fact that those tiny homes have to be put somewhere, and that's where we bring our expertise into it, and that's how we want to, push forward in this project. So, thank you for your time, and until next time, have a great day.